In 1973, a pimp let us know that he was held back so much that his only choice in life to be successful was to be a pimp. Let's talk.
Pimp. The dictionary is not certain of the origin of the word, but that's not important. Everyone knows what it means. It used to be that pimps were part of the sleazy underground of every big city, but today they've come out in the open. They get interviewed in the slick magazines. Their customized cars, pimpmobiles, and their foppish clothes make fashion news. Almost all pimps are black. They give themselves names like Hollywood, Silky, Dandy, and Snake. Who are they? How do they get women to prostitute themselves? 60 Minutes looked into the world of the pimp, the man who would be nothing without his woman.
It's just crazy how black men really have never really made it on their own without doing something or on the backs of black women. They cry all day and complain, yet and still, they have always used black women for profit.
Himself as having a PhD in pimping. He claims to earn as much as the president, $200,000 a year. He wears a $5,000 watch and a $4,500 ring. Pimps are nothing if they are not conspicuous consumers.
You know, the word pimp has a certain pejorative sound. It's a nasty word. Does it bother you?
To whom?
To many people, to myself, for example.
Not to an individual who's dedicated their life to it.
You talk about it almost as though it's a very special calling.
Well, that's what I feel.
Describe a typical day. Typical day in your life. How does it start?
I wake up, decide whether to go out or decide whether to go back to sleep.
That's it?
That's typical.
That's all you do all day?
Practically.
Why are so many pimps black men?
This would be pertaining to the past, but it was really the only opportunities you had if you weren't Jim Brown or, if you couldn't throw a shot put or run around the block faster than somebody else. It was the only opportunity you had. But thus the case has changed, fortunately, but that was the only opportunity. Would count.
What gets me mad is that these black men in 2021 act like women have always been their biggest problem. Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King. They don't talk about the damage they did to their own image. Like this man sitting up on a major television show talking about he had no choice but to pimp someone.
Black pimps are a social phenomenon that has intrigued at least one team of anthropologists. Richard and Christina Milner studied them at close hand. They wrote a book, Black Players, The Secret World of the Black Pimp.
Before Oprah Winfrey was even thought about, a white couple wrote a book called Black Players, The Secret World of Black Pimps. But they only blame black women for their downfall.
Man, he doesn't get his way by pushing his woman around. He gets his way by understanding the social forces around him, by understanding the nature of woman, and by being able to control his own behavior, such as his own sexual behavior, for example, doling out sexual favors in return for the woman's money or good behavior. So the pimp, as in oppressed peoples throughout the world, is a trickster hero who gains his ends by wit and guile.
And what does he get? The symbols of power. Color TV, magnificent clothing, car, many women. These are symbols of power and manhood to the young black boy growing up in the ghetto.
And his style, his flash, his color, his manipulation of the symbols of power is part of the gaining of manhood by American black men.
The pimp, in many ways, has become the thoroughly modern man, not just to the young in the ghetto, but to white society as well. The way he makes his money doesn't seem to be of concern to magazine editors. His frills and feathers have become news. Decadence is its own reward. Take your stock model $10,000 Lincoln Continental and trim it with glove leather. In his own world, the flashiest taste is the best taste. He is a fop who wears his profession on his sleeve, whose very foppishness shows his defiance of the law and society. And the fact that the fashions have spilled over into society at large indicates how much the world is not confined to the super cities. The smaller towns are a lucrative scene for small-town pimps, known in pimpdom as popcorn pimps. This man, Mike, works out of New Haven, Connecticut, with a stable of 2 girls, Slim and Pat, one black, one white. Even a small operator like Mike says he takes in $2,000 a week, but he is modest about his success.
I don't have no big El Cavalier, you know. I don't have no big flashy diamond ring, and I don't keep no $2,000 or $3,000 bankroll in my pocket, you know. And I'm not flashy. I'm just myself.
Why do you have a pimp? Why don't you just start working? You'd surely have more money if you did.
Well, Mike's
You didn't have him around.
as much as my man as he's my pimp, you know. So, I mean, if I was to go out and get a job, I'd be working for us. So instead of having a regular job, I'm out there working in the streets for us.
And like, he's not really putting us out there. I mean, if we didn't want to go out there, we wouldn't have gone out there. I mean, if we didn't want to work for him or anything like that, we wouldn't have done it.
To give the impression of a content family unit, we should point out that most relationships are not very lasting. The girls move from pimp to pimp, and the pimps are forever scouting for new girls. It's almost as though they come together for a brief moment of security, much like the square, straight world they're so contemptuous of.
Let me know when our black men are going to stand up and take responsibility for everything they did and everything they didn't do. And stop looking at the black woman and feeling like she's less than you so you can jump out on top of her and beat her down. While the man who's on top of you, beating you down, you never talk about. I'm Mama Rain. Like, share, and subscribe. And as always, have a great day. And don't forget to leave that comment. Bye.